Someone has come online from an iPhone. What is your name, please?
My name is Kimash Myrick, special appearance today.
I don't know about you, but having 8 children I'm not taking care of because I'm sitting in jail isn't any version of life I'd personally be proud of. When you have that many people depending on you, your choices matter. And this is exactly what happens when responsibility takes a back seat. All right, that wraps up the first hearing. Now we move on to the second one, where we've got a sovereign citizen appearing in Judge Chisholm's courtroom. And this one goes about as well as you'd expect, with a courtroom staff clearly unimpressed. Someone joins the call from an iPhone, and when asked to identify themselves, they announce a special appearance. I'll give him this much. He might be the first sovereign citizen to truly make a special appearance, standing at a very unusual angle to reality itself.
You're going to have a chance to speak with Attorney Gagnick before the arraignment. And you'll see on your screen an invitation to join a breakout room. And we're going to go to breakout room 2. So when you see the invitation to join, please join.
Magistrate, Mr. Myrick declined counsel.
Okay.
I'll just have him acknowledge on the record, and then I'll let you take it from there.
We've got Mr. Myrick coming back. We'll close the room.
I get the impression that he may be filing a special appearance on behalf of a sovereign citizen.
Okay, we've got Mr. Myrick back. This is 25-00183. People of the City of Berkeley versus Kamash Daku Myrick.
Magistrate, I'm just going to acknowledge my presence for the record. Patrick Gagnick. I'm here as appointed counsel on behalf of the arraignment docket this morning. I did speak to Mr. Myrick in private. I did explain to him he does have the right to counsel. I explained to him, obviously, that right. He's indicated to me unequivocally that he does not want counsel. Mr. Myrick, is that a fair statement?
That is a fair statement.
So with that said, I'm here and present, but with that, I believe Mr. Myrick will address the court on his own behalf.
Mr. Myrick, you have the right to decline counsel. You also have the right to change your mind. If you do, just notify the court.
Yes, sir.
You've been charged in this citation that was issued on the 22nd day of January at about 5:58 in the morning with driving in the city of Berkeley on Henley near Franklin Street while your license to do so was suspended. Driving on a suspended license is a crime for which you could be incarcerated up to 93 days and or fined $500. You have a right to a trial. Trial can be before a judge or a jury. You can act as your own attorney or you can be represented by counsel. If you cannot afford to retain your own attorney, an attorney can be appointed for you. You'd have the right to confront and cross-examine the witnesses against you. You'd have the right to testify yourself or not to testify. In the event that you choose not to testify, your silence cannot be used against you. You have the right to be presumed innocent until you're proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The court's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
No, sir. I don't even understand the charges here.
No, that's exactly what lawyers are for. Think of it this way. If you were locked up and your freedom depended on solving a complicated math problem, would you try to figure it out on your own with only basic math skills? Or would you let a trained mathematician handle it for you, especially if that expert was offered for free? The smart choice is to let professionals do what they are trained to do.
The charge is driving a car on the streets of the city of Berkeley while you're not licensed. You're suspended. That's the allegation.
Well, I totally understand, and I would love to plead, Your Honor. But before I have some questions on the record before moving forward and concerning the subject matter of the jurisdiction and the nature and cause of the action that's brought against me.
The nature of the cause brought against you is a criminal charge.
Okay.
Alleging that you were operating a motor vehicle on the streets of the city of Berkeley while your driver's license was suspended by the Michigan Secretary of State. That is the nature of the charges brought against you.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the record, are you saying that these are criminal charges?
Yeah.
Okay, Your Honor. Further, that brings a little bit more confusion for me, because under the Constitution, there are two criminal jurisdictions. One is under the common law, and the other one is under admiralty, and that's a military tribunal venue. And under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. Which one of these criminal jurisdictions am I being brought on charges under?
Neither of those apply here. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 doesn't mention common law or maritime jurisdiction at all. To answer your question directly, you're being charged under Michigan state statutes. The state of Michigan gets its authority to enforce those laws and operate its courts from the U.S. Constitution, most notably the 10th Amendment. That amendment clearly gives states the power to govern themselves and handle matters like this through their own judicial s.
Mr. Myrick, your perception as to the nature of the Constitution and its implications is grossly distorted. You're not dealing with reality.
Objection, Your Honor.
You can object all day long, but the bottom line is that what you are alleged with doing is a crime, and you can face you are facing criminal prosecution here with a potential jail sentence of 93 days. Now, this isn't complicated. If you want to come up with words that don't make sense, keep talking. But the bottom line is that there's no correlation with what's going on here and admiralty law whatsoever. And the common law is a civil concept. We have statutes in the state of Michigan, as do all 50 of the states. The federal courts have statutes, and common law is a civil thing. There's no common law crimes.
Exactly. So you've ruled out the common law, Your Honor. So the other criminal jurisdiction that I can be brought in charges under is under admiralty, and that is a military tribunal.
There is no basis in law or fact for the conclusion that you stated, sir.
Your Honor, you said I'm under a criminal. This is a criminal charge, correct?
Yeah.
So which of the two criminal jurisdictions?
You haven't heard what I've said, sir. This is not a matter of having the two choices that you have spoken to.
Wow.
You are misreading the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Michigan, and the statutes that are brought against you here. There's nothing to do with admiralty. You weren't in a boat.
Well, Your Honor, you two have a sworn oath of office, correct?
I am sworn to uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Michigan, and the statutes related thereto. And that means that I'm not going to.
So you do have a Sixth Amendment obligation to inform me of what jurisdiction.
And I think I have done that. I have told you that the people of the city of Berkeley have brought charges against you.
Well, Your Honor, the people is not a person. If I'm being brought up under criminal charges, there needs to be a corpus delicti, which there isn't.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
So I'm asking you.
Do you know any other legal words? Why don't you just mix and match them here?
Well, this
maybe you could get a Department of Labor form and read a couple lines of that into this record too. Or maybe you'd like to deal with the probate code. But the reality, sir, is that you've been charged with a city ordinance violation. It's clear what the ordinance says. It's clear what you've been charged with. You have a right to be presumed innocent, and you have a right to a trial. We're going to set this for a pre-trial before the trial. You'll be notified by mail. Do you still live on Mendota?
I do, but I have.
What is your phone number?
I'm not issued a plea, Your Honor.
I have entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
I object.
What is your phone number?
You cannot enter a plea. I do not. I have not entered a plea.
I just did.
Your Honor.
What is your phone number?
There is no plea that you can enter in because I didn't voluntarily enter in the plea, Your Honor. I'm asking you, Your Honor,
You want me to enter a plea of guilty?
Jurisdiction under the two jurisdictions that I'm
There's
being
not
charged
two
under.
jurisdictions. I
There's
don't know
only
how
two
you've been
jurisdictions
misled
that
to
I can be
believe
charged
that
under
there are.
the
No,
Constitution,
that's
Your Honor.
Mr. Myrick. That's what your conclusion that there's only two jurisdictions here is absolutely without merit.
Your Honor, you said that this
law.
is a criminal charge. I'm asking you, Your Honor.
I'm asking you what your phone number is. Let's get down to basics here. You're making this very hard on yourself.
Your Honor, I
What's
have
your
the
phone
right
number?
to assert my right, Your Honor. And
What
I am
is your
asking
phone
you,
number?
Your Honor?
What is your phone number?
My phone number, Your Honor, is...
Yes, I'd like to know it.
Your Honor, we haven't even established what jurisdiction we're in.
I have established that. I told you it's the people of the city of Berkeley that brought the charges against you.
Your Honor,
you said that three times now.
You stated on the record that these were criminal charges, Your Honor. I need to have an understanding. By the Constitution, Your Honor, there are only two criminal charges. Where does the
Constitution say you have to have an understanding?
Say again, Your Honor?
Where does the Constitution say you have to have an understanding?
By the Sixth Amendment, Your Honor. The
Sixth Amendment says you have to understand. The Sixth Amendment can't make you understand if you're being unreasonable.
But, Your Honor, I have the right to understand what jurisdiction that I'm being brought under, and you have an obligation to inform me of that jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Which I have done about 17 times.
By the Constitution, under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, Your Honor.
Mr. Myrick, your bond is $1,000 cash or surety. It must be paid within 48 hours or there'll be a warrant issued for your arrest.
Your Honor.
That's done. We're through. Good luck.
Your Honor.
Get your own lawyer.
Your Honor, you have not given me a jurisdiction, Your Honor.
I've given you a jurisdiction 4 times. I'm not going to waste any more time.
At this point, the hearing was already over, and the judge had removed the sovereign citizen from the session. That should have been the end of it. But, as expected, he came back again, clearly determined to keep pushing the same arguments even after the court had already moved on.
Your Honor, I think there was a disconnection or something.
No, I disconnected you. If you want to continue, come to the courthouse, sir.
Your Honor.
Come to the courthouse if you want to continue the conversation.
I would like to move for dismissal.
I would like, it's not going to be, no.
I would like to move.
You're gone.
She's the beauty more chocolate. Oh my God.
All right, that brings us to the end of this hearing. At this point, he has 2 options, either pay the bond and remain out of custody, or a warrant will be issued and he'll be arrested. There's really no middle ground here. Now we move on to the final segment, which is an update on a sovereign citizen who tried the same recycled arguments in front of a judge who clearly had no patience for it, and ended up being arrested right there in court. Before we dive in, I want to give a special shout out to Lone Wolf Usul for tracking down this update and sharing it with us. I'll drop a link to his channel in the description, and I highly recommend heading over there and giving him a follow. Let's get into it.
Well, hello everybody. How you doing? So I went to court today for a bench warrant to deal with a bench warrant that was put out for me, allegedly because I didn't make an appearance in court, but I did turn my paperwork in for that. You're allowed to turn in paperwork. You don't have to physically go to court. Paperwork is the same thing as making an appearance.
Okay, Karen, you can keep telling yourself that you can respond to a court order however you want. But when the court orders you to appear, that means showing up properly and following the required procedures. Handmade notes or improvised paperwork don't count as a legal appearance. Court orders aren't suggestions, they are instructions, and ignoring them only makes the situation worse.
However, they struck it from the record that I made my appearance. They struck the recusal of the judge from the record, and on top of that, they sent me a letter and they stated that I wasn't who I said I was, that I am who they say I am, which when I asked questions about that, the judge yelled at me and told me he didn't have to answer any of my questions. And then when I asked for the bill of particulars and the indemnity bond, I was arrested and taken into custody and held against my will. And so that's a false arrest. But not only was that a false arrest because it's all based on fraud in the first place, but secondly, they didn't read me my rights. I wasn't read my rights by the judge in the court, and I also wasn't read my rights when I was arrested. Also, they did not tell me what my charges were. So there's that. I can't wait to get the paperwork where they tell me what they're charging me with. So this is all because of the right to travel. Okay? It's all based on the right to travel freely, unencumbered, and unfettered according to the Constitution. Now, I'm going to pull up some stuff for you because people need to know what the truth is. And they're not going to really know unless I actually physically show them, because you guys, you're not going to do the research. Right? You don't really care. You're just going to tell me I'm crazy and nothing that I say makes sense.
Maybe that's because you're crazy and nothing you say makes sense.
You can replay all of this later because it's alive now, but they hold it up for 30 days and you can write down all of these things if you want to. There's benchmark cases that all deal with all of this stuff, but we'll start with Ohio Revised Code. I was threatened with retaliation for threatened and retaliated against. They were trying to coerce me into basically doing business with the state of Ohio, which I don't have anything to do with. I'm not a state of Ohio resident. Okay. Under section 2905, hold on, let me flip this around. Ohio Laws and Administrative Rules, Section 2905.12, coercion. No person with purpose to coerce another into taking or refraining from action concerning which the other person has legal freedom of choice shall do the following: threaten to commit any offense, utter or threaten any calumny against any person, expose or threaten to expose any matter tending to subject any person or hatred or contempt or ridicule or damage any person's personal or business repute or to impair any person's credit. Institute or threaten criminal proceedings against any person. Take, withhold, or threaten to take, withhold official action or cause to threaten to cause official action to be taken or withheld. Okay, so anyways, you guys can read all of that. That's the section you need. Because that's what happened to me. I am a non-resident alien. According to 5301.254. Okay? You are a non-resident alien unless you are a U.S. citizen, but I'll get to that in a minute. You have the right to the bill of particulars of your case, which I asked for, and they did not give me. And when I asked for it today, and for the indemnity bond, I was arrested. This is the location of the debtor. This is UCC. Do you know who the debtor is? I do. Hold on. It's this. The United States is located in the District of Columbia. They are the debtor. Any foreign bank registered and licensed by a state, which would be all banks, all courts are banks. The United States business. It's a corporation, a partnership. Also, the United States citizen is a corporation or a partnership with the District of Columbia. That's 15 U.S.C. 4724E. Here you go. 18 U.S.C. 911, citizen of the United States. If you claim willfully and falsely and represent yourself as a citizen of the United States, you are going to be fined and imprisoned, or both. You can only be a citizen of the United States if you are a public servant dealing with the law, so governors, senators, judges, cops. They're all United States citizens. You are not.
That's funny, because I'm none of the things you just described, yet I carry a small booklet issued by the United States that clearly identifies me as an American citizen. What's even funnier is that every country in the world recognizes that status without question. The only place it ever seems to be disputed is in whatever imaginary country sovereign citizens believe they are living in.
Under Ohio Revised Code 4507.04, non-resident exemption. Non-residents are permitted to drive upon the highways of their own state without, right here, without. Bam. Wake up. Here you go. So not only do you not have to have a license, according to 28 CFR 29.10, owner withdraw from the program. Owner withdraw from the program. The owner may withdraw from the program. This is for a registration. So you do not have to register your car if you are not engaged in commerce under common law. You don't have to. You can withdraw from the program at any time. It's voluntarily. You have to remove the decal and change the license plate. You cannot have a Ohio State license plate. You have to have your own personal, private license plate. You should go through the Department of Transportation, or you can get your own whatever, or just not even have a plate at all. Just remove it completely. Everybody needs to be doing this. We all need to recognize this. The more people who do this and realize what their rights are, the more rights you have. Right now I'm fighting by myself. Everybody else doesn't have the guts or the balls to do it. I don't know what to tell you. It's not my fault or problem.
Weren't you just arrested in court? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this one falls entirely on you. The situation happened because of your own actions, and now it's your responsibility to deal with the consequences.
Here you go. Other things related to the case. Take a screenshot of this. These are the laws, codes, statutes, regulations, case law. I also have the constitutional law in here. But they're doing all of these things unlawfully. Look at that, look at that. Right here. Citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens of the several states, ensuring equal treatment of travelers. You are not a driver, you are a traveler. Affidavit of truth. Affirmation of rights. All of this. Take screenshots. Look these up for yourself. Find it out. This is me doing a public service announcement for all of you. So now more people can start doing it. We need to take down Admiral Maritime Law. It's the law of the dead. I'm not dead, are you? This is my public service announcement for you. I was arrested. My friend was there with me. Her and her friend were with me. They witnessed it. Everybody that was there witnessed it. Say hi, Erica.
No, I look like crap.
But I have witnesses, which they'll be subpoenaed eventually, and they'll be able to confirm that my rights were violated. They didn't read me my rights. They didn't tell me my charges. It's called robbery ashore. It's called piracy. Because they're in Admiral Maritime, and I'm common law. They're pirates. And committing treason. So there's that. So, just an FYI, the government's not your friend, and they're not here for you. You have to know your rights, and you have to exercise them. I'm still learning the policy and procedure part of it, but I know the law.
When you spend as much time behind bars as some sovereign citizens do, it's easy to get way too familiar with the law, one night at a time, right there in your jailhouse bunk. Alright, that wraps up today's video. Every one of these cases will almost certainly have a follow-up, and as soon as there's an update, I'll bring it directly to you. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If not, hit dislike. Don't forget to leave a comment below and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any of my content. And a special thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video.